Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you're watching this video. And go ahead and get started today. I wanted to talk about individuals that are looking to buy cars out of state. A lot of people are shopping online and they're seeing cars in different states that they want, and they're preparing to make that drive to that dealership in another state, or they're getting that vehicle dropped off to them. So today we're going to be talking about buying a car out of state. Then 10 things that you should know when it comes to buying a car out of state. So I hope you get your pen and paper ready, because if this doesn't help you now and you're not looking to buy a car or looking to buy a car out of state, maybe your neighbor, maybe your friend, and maybe somebody you know is looking to buy a car out of state. The first one, if you are looking to buy a car out of state, is that you want to make sure that you ask your salesperson, um, or if you probably, if you're talking to someone online, far as, or you're talking to someone at a dealership that's in the BDC, which is the Business Development Center, or you talking to a salesperson at the dealership, if you have identified that car that you like online, first thing you want to do is you want to ask for the Carfax. Now, so the Carfax is itemized. It has the VIN number on it. It has how many miles on the vehicle. It has how many people have owned the dealership. Any service work that was done on that vehicle is going to be on the Carfax. Then also how many people own the vehicle. So if there's one owner, two owner, three owners, that's going to be on the Carfax. You want to see the Carfax. You do not have to go into the dealership to get the Carfax. Most dealership websites will have the Carfax on it. You should be able just to click on it and be able to view anything. You should be able to find anything you want on the Carfax on the dealership's website, or it might be called AutoCheck. Same thing, but a different name. So there's a Carfax and AutoCheck. Again, that's the same thing. They're just two different names. That's the first, and it's important to have that, because the salesperson or the person in the business development center might not know whether that vehicle has been in an accident. It's very important that you know if something's been an accident, and then you make that decision whether you're going to actually buy that vehicle. Customers buy vehicles all the time that's been in accidents, but on the Carfax, they show you exactly what's in the front, the side, the back. You make that decision. I just sold a car today to a customer that actually the vehicle had been in a minor accident, and I showed on the Carfax where the accident happened, and and I showed on the vehicle too that it had been repaired. Well, number two is, you buying a car out of state, you're getting the car. Just say you're going to flying to get the car, or the car is getting delivered to you. Doesn't matter. You need to get an independent inspection. Independent inspection is when someone else inspects the car besides the dealership. You want someone to look at that car. Just to make sure that they put up on a hoist, just to make sure there's no issues up under the bottom of the car. So that's very important. When you buy a car out of state, you don't honestly really know sometimes what you're buying, right? Because especially if you get the car delivered to you. So if you are looking to buy a car out of state, you can get the vehicle inspected. You can always, the dealership and say, we already got inspected. No worries. Okay. But if you want to pay for that independent inspection, you can always have someone, you can look we used to call it yellow pages back in the day, right? But you can look on the internet and find a local mechanic or shop and actually who you can pay to actually look at that vehicle. Now, if you have a friend that is actually in the state that you want to buy your vehicle in, you can talk to your friend, or you could talk to your friend, have them actually go drive the car and take the car to a local mechanic for them to look at it. Number three is, think about when you are buying a car out of state, you have to pay taxes in the state that you live in. I'm in Michigan, our sales tax is 6%. So if you live in Florida, New York, wherever state you live in, you're going to have to pay the taxes when you get to town, get back to where you live, where you're going to actually have the car license, have the car titled at. You're going to have to pay taxes in that particular state. So know that you're going to have money to do that. Now, some car dealers do this, where if you're buying a car in another state, we can already kind of figure out long as we know the your tax rate in that state, we can estimate of the taxes that you're going to have to pay, which means that sometimes dealer will be able to give you the money for the taxes to help you pay the taxes, or may even split the taxes with you, meaning that when you get back home to register the car, maybe you already got the check cut to yourself on how much the taxes are. So those are things that you can ask about or inquire about, and that's important, knowing that you don't pay taxes in the state that you buy the car in. You pay the taxes where you're going to actually register the car. Now think about this. Now if you buy a car in another state and the car is being dropped off to you and you're not flying in or driving in to get the car, then who's going to test drive the vehicle? A lot of people have bought cars through Carvana, and all these other companies that when you buy the car online, you don't get to test drive it. You guys were so excited about buying that particular car that, you got approved on the car you wanted. It looked good. And then you got the car dropped off to your driveway. But you didn't even get a chance to test drive the vehicle. So test driving the vehicle is very important. And if you don't test drive it, again, call a friend, ask somebody to actually test drive the car for you. That actually was number 4. Actually, that should have been number 10. But anyway, number 4, that was number 4. Number 5, call DMV Secretary of State and find out whether you have to have an inspection done on your car. Some states, I know my dad retired from General Motors, and he moved to Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, and they required emissions tests on the vehicle. So if he wanted to renew his plates, he had Michigan. He bought the car in Michigan. He moved to Fort Worth, and to renew his tags, he had to have an inspection done, an emissions test done, safety and emissions test. So find out from Secretary of State, wherever you buying your car, where you register your car, that does your car need an inspection? That's important, because you just want to make sure that particular vehicle is going to be able to pass an inspection. Now, the next one you want to think about which is number 6, is temporary registration. When you drive your vehicle back from one state to your state you're living in, are you going to have a temporary registration? They're not going to give you a plate, because the dealership can't give you a plate, or the car lot, wherever you buy your car, they can't give you a plate for the state that you live in, but they can give you a temporary registration. So just make sure all that is included in your paperwork, and that you're not having to pay anything extra. Another thing you want to think about is getting the OTD. The OTD is the out the door price. What is the out the door price? Including sales tax, maybe if the dealership offer a dock fee, any other fees that you're going to be included. If you're buying a warranty, does that include a warranty? Does it include whatever that you are actually, the total price of the car, the out the door price? So you want to make sure you know the out the door price. That's important that you know the out the door price, because if you're coming in with a check to the dealership, you do not want any extra things that you didn't know about. Or if you're getting financing from the dealership, you just want to know what your out the door price is. What it's going to cost me by the time I finish with this car? Not your finance charges, but the out the door price, including tax and all other fees that you may have. So the next tip is insurance coverage. You want to check your insurance. You may find the vehicle that you love, that you want to take home, but did you check the insurance coverage? Did you check with your insurance company to find out how much it's going to cost to insure that car? And then also know that people buy cars at night or on the weekend all the time. So if your insurance company is closed, do you have it where on your policy where you're going to be covered 14 days? You're going to be covered for 14 days on your insurance, which means that if you're buying your car on a Saturday, and is your insurance company going to cover your car for 7 or 14 days until you are able to call the insurance company to add the car to it? So that's important. And the reason you want to do that, is you want to find out, is because too many times people come to the dealership and then they already have insurance, but then they don't know whether they're going to be covered. So that's very important. Well, also the next thing you want to make sure you actually have with you when you leave that particular dealership is you want to make sure you have the title. You cannot register a car in another state without the title. So that's very important. Can't register it without the title. So that's important for you to have that. So if that's forgotten, then you're going to have to wait until you get that. But let me just say this is that when you get back to whatever state you live in, you have so many days to get that car actually registered. When you get back, it's not 2 days, not 3 days. Usually it's within 30 days because they have to give you time to get back, get everything situated, and then get yourself over to the DMV, which is Department of Motor Vehicles. In Michigan, we call it Secretary of State. That's where we renew our tags. That's where we do our titling, selling the car, buying a car, renewing our plates, renewing our driver's license, getting your first driver license. Again, that's Secretary of State in Michigan, but in your state, it might be DMV, which we call it Department of Motor Vehicles. Next thing, we talked about having the out the door price, which that you need to make sure that the out the door price, but also you want to make sure you verify the VIN on your particular car that you're buying, right? You may see a picture of the car on the dealership website, but you need to compare that to the Carfax just to make sure everything else matches up. That's important because a lot of people that buy cars out of state, they don't know what to expect. But that's why I do videos like this, being a content creator, and it's a lot of information on the internet that can be shared with you too. So I'm glad I had a chance to give you guys some information today. And just remember, buying a car out of state is easy if you know what to do. But if you don't know what to do, it's going to be an issue. Hope this video helps because it'll help you ask the right questions if you're looking to buy a car out of state. And if you're watching my video, doesn't matter whether you're on my Facebook page, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, stop for a minute, follow me on my page. And then also, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I'm going live, just trying to give valuable information to you, but also if you have a minute, put your phone up and put your phone over my QR code, because I have an ebook out there. It's called Navigating Auto Loans with Bad Credit, where I navigate you through that process from the beginning to the end. It's $9.95, half off, and it's in English and Spanish. You can download it, and then you can also listen to the audio. So either or, you can take it with you. You don't have to read it. You can listen to it in your phone. All right. See you on the next live video.